When it comes to underrated action series, Criminal Code fits snugly into the conversation. Having dropped back in 2023, the series added in a conventional cat and mouse drama between cops and robbers, peppering in some decent action and a compelling cast to boot. Its fast pacing helped to keep things ticking over at a decent rate, and while it never pushed the boat out and delivered anything exceptional, it was good enough to whet the appetite for a sequel. Now, Netflix's Brazilian auteurs are certainly no strangers to producing good content, with dystopian series 3% running for 4 seasons and Invisible City doing well to create a compelling world before dropping the ball in a big way for season 2. And yes, I'm still salty about that. We've also had The Chosen One, Syntonia and Good Morning Veronica, to name but a few. The point I'm trying to make here is that Brazil is no strangers on the global stage when it comes to making good content, and Criminal Code is no exception. This second season thankfully doesn't go the same way as Invisible City and maintains the same enthusiasm, fast pace and intrigue that made the first such a compelling watch. The story isn't perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and at times it does trip over its own ambition, but it's a largely successful follow-up all the same, with its positives overshadowing any negatives. The story wastes little time getting right to the crux of the drama either, with a pulsating opening episode that immediately grabs your attention. Now, after helping the ambassador escape from prison in season 1, Isaac and the Ghost Gang are public enemy number 1. The federal police, led by the combined efforts of Benicio and Suellen, are dead set on finding him before he strikes again. However, Isaac already has his operation well underway. He set his sights on more sophisticated robberies, intending to make off with more money than ever before. Joined by Gabrielle and a host of miscreants with their own agendas, Isaac hits the bank in episode 1, a chapter that raises the stakes dramatically as we see both the police and Isaac's gang thrown through the ringer. Not everybody makes it out on the other side though, and the consequences of what happens after the heist causes shockwaves to ripple across the entire 8-episode season. With the police desperate for revenge and infighting threatening to crack the foundations of Isaac's Ghost Gang apart, this second season throws in an extra wildcard into the mix in the form of Solus, who's broken out of prison and off on a mission of his own. I won't spoil too much of the story here, don't worry, but suffice to say these plot lines eventually converge in dramatic fashion, leading to several different heists taking place across the runtime and a bombastic finale where battle lines are drawn and the fates of some characters are realised. Much like in season 1 though, the focus is still on Isaac, but it's equally distributed across to the police too. There's a real push-pull relationship here between Benicio and Suellen that's explored this year, with the pair given a new leader in Vendramin, who leads the charge to track down Isaac before it's too late. The pacing is suitably quick and frenetic here, with slightly shorter episodes this time around to help hammer that home. This works surprisingly well, and the characterization is generally quite good across the board. Having said that though, a fair few of these guys do stagnate and fall into tired cliches. Suellen chews gum all season and looks stoic, doing her best impression of Alex Ferguson managing Manchester United, while newcomer Shusha is one-dimensionally crazy in a way that doesn't really enhance the story. There are exceptions here though, like Solus, who has a complex character arc, especially the way it interweaves around Benicio's inner conflict too. In fact, this arc is arguably the best of the bunch and has a good resolution to boot. Although most of the season predominantly centers on Isaac, there's a clear theme across all the storylines here that's apparent right from the off. Vengeance only leads to more vengeance. It's a moral lesson that's been done repeatedly in media to the point of oversaturation, but it's never smashed in your face the entire time here, which is a welcome inclusion. One of Criminal Code's strongest assets though, especially in season 2, stems from its unpredictability factor. The scriptwriters are not afraid to pull the trigger on some characters, even big players tied to the main plot, and that really raises the stakes for every encounter. When you know that anybody could die at any moment, it really does work wonders in giving this show a nail-biting urgency during the bigger action sequences. It's not all crazy action and big explosions either though, as some of the episodes do take the foot off the gas and slow things down. Although it's here where the character flaws are more apparent, contrasting that we do get some decent investigative work too. Seeing the machinations of the police trying to unravel the bigger picture, all while flirting with that line between right and wrong, is partly what makes this such an endearing and engrossing watch. There's very much honour among thieves, contrasting tastily against the moral shades of grey within the police ranks. It makes for a fascinating game as the season plays out, with the show making it clear that there are good and bad people on both sides of the conflict. The political implications are all messily wrapped up in this too, lurking in the shadows and threatening to strike at any moment, which helps ground this one in a level of real world drama. While not quite at the same level as season 1, Criminal Code is a very enjoyable ride all the same, delivering well written crime thriller-esque escapades that keep things ticking over until its dramatic and conclusive ending. This one's well worth a watch if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.